next video I'm going to react to is the interview, People's Magazine interview that Allison Holker did. She's Twitch, the late Twitch, the ex. I don't know. She's the late Twitch, the boss. Says widow. Yes. Oh my god, that was such a tongue twister. Twitch died 2 years ago, and he committed suicide, unfortunately. He was the DJ on the Ellen DeGeneres show, and he came to fame actually from that show, So You Think You Can Dance. And I remember watching that show when I was like in prep school, and I was so in love with his dancing and his personality. I was rooting for him that season. I remember I used to watch So You Think You Can Dance all the time. I remember when he was also on the Ellen DeGeneres show, because I used to watch Ellen DeGeneres show as well. And it was so sad when I heard 2 years ago that he committed suicide, because I was like, oh my god, he was always so happy. But I am someone who knows that the people who are always so happy are not really that happy. So again, it wasn't that big of a shock. Not that it wasn't that big of a shock, but it wasn't like, oh my god, he was so happy, how could he? It was just like, oh, he was so happy. And then it dawned on me, well, the happiest people are always like hiding stuff deep inside. Like they don't want to shake the room, or not the room, but they don't want to like disrupt the happiness, or like to bring the problems onto other people and stuff. So I can understand that, but his widow has now decided to come out speaking. Yeah, she decided to come out, and she's now speaking about his suicide, and she has all these revelations that she wants the world to know. So this man has been dead for 2 years now, may he rest in peace. But I'm gonna go into the video, the interview that she did with People's Magazine. I'll put the video as well here for you guys to see, but I'm watching it now, so if I'm looking down, that's because I'm watching it. But okay, let's get to the video.
I had dealt with an ex that had addiction problems, and then I realized Steven had addiction problems, and it's something that I kind of have been like, where was I involved in this? And I had to take some steps for myself to realize, like, I was able to help one, and I wish I could have been that for the other. But it's also not my job to do that. There was a moment I was with one of my really dear friends, and we were cleaning out the closet, and picking out an outfit for him for the funeral. And it was a really triggering moment for me, because there was a lot of things I discovered in our closet that I did not know existed. And it was very alarming to me to learn that there was so much happening that I had no clue. So it was a really scary moment in my life to figure that out. But it also helped me process that he was going through so much. And he was hiding so much, and there must have been a lot of shame in that. And he was wrestling with a lot inside himself, and he was trying to self-medicate and cope with all those feelings, because he didn't want to put it on anyone. Because he loved everyone so much. He didn't want other people to take on his pain.
Okay, so just watch that video, and she reveals that he was going through a lot, and she found a journal where she was clearing out his closet after he had passed. And I guess in that journal, or in that closet, she found a lot of things that she didn't know about him, and that drug use was one of those things that she didn't know he partook in. And she's now decided to let the world know that. And I think she's also published the journal, if I'm not mistaken, which I think is very intrusive. Like, don't do that. Like, why would you publish someone's journal? That's weird. That's really intrusive. I feel violated for him. Like, if someone did that to me when I passed, find my journal and then decide to publish it, my ghost is gonna come and haunt you. I will haunt you. You will not live a peaceful life. That's a promise. But I will make sure to burn my journal. Like, people are weird out here, apparently, even the people you marry and are supposed to trust. are that weird. But his close friends and family, they're not going for any of this. They don't like this. So one of their close friends called Courtney Ann Platt, I hope I said that right, Courtney Ann Platt, she made a really lengthy Instagram post towards this wife, and I think she was a friend to both of them, or at least maybe a friend to Twitch, and then through Twitch she became friends with the wife. Courtney basically called this lady, she said, "You are a tacky, classless, opportunistic act." That is already a read, and that's not even half of it. I'm gonna put up here what the post is so you can read it for yourself, but I'm also gonna read it for the people who don't want to do the reading. And she says, "Anyone who knows me knows I go straight to the source during a conflict and handle my business. But since there is clearly no shame in being so public, I haven't said a word in 2 years, but here I go." She says, "Anyone who knows me knows I go straight to the source during a conflict and handle my business. But since there is clearly no shame in being so public, I haven't said a word in 2 years, but here I go." Then she says, "I was there the moment you both connected. I was there the day you got engaged. I stood by your side on your wedding day. I was in your home the day he died. I was by your side because your husband was my family." Okay, so she's really friends with Twitch, or was really friends with Twitch. "It didn't matter how often we spoke, how often we saw each other. We were bounded forever." This is by far the most tacky, classless, opportunistic act I have ever seen in my entire life. We all had to sign some weird NDA to attend his funeral. Even his own mother, who you've treated like garbage this entire time. And let's just remember, you wouldn't have even had a husband if it wasn't for her. Girl. Not to share anything or ruin his name as if that was on anyone's mind in the first place. And here you go and write a book with all the dirty laundry smearing his name and attempting to dim the bright, loyal, loving light that was your husband, my friend. Whether any of it is true or not is actually besides the point. She's right, okay? It's actually besides the point. This is how you protect the boss's name. You so quickly dropped on your social media platforms 48 hours after he passed. His legacy. This is how you protect his children from any further in humiliation, hurt, and despair. This is what you want to remember about him. You've moved on. You're living your life. You're on every carpet you can get on, every celebrity row you can sit in, every magazine you can be in, and you needed to do this. Get a journal, a therapist, a friend, but publishing a book, shamelessly sharing the pages of your husband's journal, People magazine, what a joke. Yes, he took his own life, which is a fact all of us still can't fathom, and he was clearly having mental issues, hurting so deeply. And this is your example of empathy, of your love. This smear campaign for a buck is absolutely not what he would have ever wanted, no matter how bad he was hurting. Not for a second. You're a living, breathing bulldozer. Stick to your own demons. Shame on you, Allison. Shame on your money-hungry team. Let my friend rest in peace, not your PR. You know what? The friend said everything that needed to be said. The friend said everything that needed to be said. This is so disgraceful. This is so embarrassing. I wanna... I can't believe I'm gonna say this. I wanna look at this from... I don't want to give her grace, because to me, this doesn't make any sense whatsoever. You're supposed to protect the person you say you marry. You're supposed to become one. You're supposed to protect that person. I've never been married, but I can imagine if I was married, I would want to marry somebody who I know we can both be each other's safe space, even when we're gone. I know they say till death do you part, but I would want to know that I marry somebody that even in death, I still want to protect them, and vice versa. this is giving me the vibes of like those people that like, what was the name of OJ's wife that he killed? This is so horrible. I forgot her name. Nicole. Was it Nicole, right? I remember watching the documentaries after that OJ series came out on Netflix, and I was watching like documentaries about like when she died and stuff. Like, you know, I was trying to like get into that because I was a child when that happened. I didn't follow the story then. So I saw that some of her friends after she passed were like writing books exposing her secrets, like, oh, she used to do drugs, oh, she used to sleep with men here and then. I'm just like, that's tacky, that's trashy. Like, this person has died, let them be. I just feel like this situation is even worse than your friends coming out with tacky books about your girls' nights out and the stuff you did. You know, this is your wife exposing your secrets that you didn't want the world to know, that you didn't even want her to know. And now because she came across the information, she decides, oh my God, I'm going to publish it for the world. You have kids with this man, girl. Those kids are young. The impression, like the impression you're leaving for them, I don't know what impression they had of their dad at home, because like people have their families have their secrets behind closed doors and stuff, but from what we could see as the public, it seems that they adored their dad, and it seemed like the vibe he had around them was like this bubbly happy vibe that he always had with, like, you know, every time anyone saw him. So why are you trying to change that image? If you want to post, like, if you want to publish secrets so bad, why wouldn't you publish your own secrets? Why wouldn't you publish your own journal? Why are you publishing this dead man's journal? Like, to me, it's just, yeah, like the friend said, you're giving very much opportunist. Oh my God, I can't say the word. Opportunistic vibes. I'm not saying that right, but you know what I mean. You giving those vibes, and making his family sign NDAs to attend his funeral. You made them, NDAs are non-disclosure agreements. You're making them sign NDAs because you don't want like any bad image of him out there or whatever during the funeral, but you're the one who comes out with his secrets. Girl, make it make sense. Make that make sense, wifey. Like, it's really crazy to me. I don't have kids, but if I was to have sons, I'm gonna need to advise them to beware of women like this, because I don't even know how you pick up the red flags of women like this, but I guess it would be the people, like, maybe tell them something, like when during the dating phase, tell them something small that seems like a big trauma or something, but don't let it be like something that would damage you for real, and see how they use that information. If they go around spreading it or use it back, throw it back in your face and stuff, then you know these are the kind of people, when you're dead, they'll publish your journal with all your deep dark secrets. And the thing also, like, before I forget to touch on this, the friend says that 48 hours after he died, she changed her last name, because I guess she used to go by his last name. She changed her last name back to her own and dropped his last name. You know, this is where I'm not giving her grace, but I can see if I was married and my husband committed suicide, I could see how I could be sad that he's gone, but also I think I would also feel angry that he left me, especially with two young kids. I mean, three young kids, and I could feel betrayed, and maybe going off of just emotions in that moment, I would feel like, if you don't want to, because I would feel like you killing yourself. Oh, sorry, I think you can say stuff like that on YouTube. You offing yourself is kind of like you telling me you don't want to be with me. I know it's childish, but I can just imagine in that moment how somebody that's grieving that kind of grief is feeling. So maybe you offering yourself, I would interpret it as you not wanting to be with me, and I'll in pettiness in that moment will be like, if you don't want to be with me, then I don't want to be with you, and I'll drop your name. But I can understand. So in that way, in that sense, I can be like, okay, that I will just chuck it as moment, in that moment, frustration, or sorry, overwhelmed by everything that has happened. So that's what I would interpret that one as. But again, I don't know, because this one is weird, because 2 years later you've come and released his journal. So I don't know, girl, you're very, it's given you know what, I don't want to call you the K word, but it's given the K word, okay, because I know what color you are. But anyways, I don't want to bring race into it, but it is what it is. It seems as if like this did not end there. Someone else, oh, she came after the friend, and people were like, because people on social media were going off on her, you know. She did come to make a post, the wife, and she said, to fans of Steven, our family and friends, she said, to fans of Steven and our family and friends, I want to be clear that my only intention in writing the book is to share my own story as well as part of my life with Steven, and to help other people. Just like you, I never really knew what happened, and even as I am trying to put the pieces together, I will never really know. If you decide to read the book, I hope nobody does. Hopefully you'll see my intention is to celebrate the love and life I shared with Steven and our 3 beautiful children, and also the more complex aspect of both our lives. I hope that by sharing our full story, maybe I can help someone else who might see themselves or a loved one in Steven. In sharing, I hope that maybe you can catch some of the red flags that I missed before it is too late. Over the course of the last 2 years, I've spoken in detail with NAMI as well as the Solomon family and the Defensive Line Foundation to better educate myself on mental health issues so that I can share warning signs with others. All of my proceeds from this book are going to fund the mental health focused foundation I started in Steven's honor, Move with Kindness. My hope is that we don't need to lose another husband, brother, father, or friend to suicide. I believe that if Steven were able to choose, he would choose to have his story told, if it meant saving even one life. Much love to all those who have supported our family these many years. I think what Twitch wanted was for the world not to see his journey, for you not to even know his addictions. So why are you telling the world? I think that was just some PR bullshit statement, and I think that maybe she didn't think that she was gonna get this kind of backlash. Maybe she thought people are gonna be like, oh, he was using drugs, and that's why now she understands why he did it, and that's why she shared. No, you could have gone about this in a totally different way, in my opinion. I don't know. Some of y'all don't really know what this commitment, when it says husband and wife, y'all just be getting married, but y'all don't really know the commitment. I'm not married, again, I said, but I think I understand the magnitude of what it means, and that's why I will not just connect myself to just anyone, like, you know. But okay, his mom, who she made sign an NDA to attend her own son's funeral, made her own statement, and she says, our family is absolutely appalled by the misleading and hurtful claims made about my son, Steven Boss. The recent publications spreading untruths about Steven have crossed every line of decency. As his mother, I will not let these accusations go unanswered. We will not stand by while his name and legacy are tarnished. He doesn't deserve this, and the kids don't deserve this. For the last 2 years, I have remained quiet and away from the public eye to protect my family. My primary focus has been on healing and attempting to remain connected to my grandchildren. But when I read these dreadful claims about my baby, our beloved Stephen, I realized I could not stay silent any longer. Our family will ensure his name and memory are protected, and we're committed to defending his honor. Connie Boss Alexander. That's a to me, this whole thing is a mess. Greed is involved, in my opinion. I think she says she's doing this to spread awareness about mental health, but I really think this is a money grab move, because how are you publishing his journal to help talk about mental health? Do you know that you can mess up with somebody's mental health by doing things like this, leaking their secrets and stuff, invading their privacy? That can, like, come on now, what are we doing here? I think that we all need to think about who we marry, because you marry them, yeah, you're living on earth and blah blah blah, but when you're gone, how are they going to protect you? How are they going to protect your legacy? How are they going to protect your name? You know, like, I'm still keeping secrets for people I no longer speak to, and we fell out, maybe some on good terms, maybe some on bad terms, but the secrets, I'm still keeping it, because it's just a thing, like, you know what I mean? I can imagine my husband. I will lock those secrets. Amnesia. I've no one is gonna know. No one. Amnesia. No. This is weird. And I'm happy his mom spoke out. I'm happy his friends and family are speaking out. I'm happy that people who care about him genuinely, because this wife is not giving that, are coming to his defense. Honestly, like, and he wasn't like, he was a big celebrity, but maybe not many people knew him, I don't know. But like, for those who knew who Twitch was, like, that we saw on screen, I'm not saying personally, but when we saw him on screen, he was always like a jovial, happy person. Nobody ever heard about him doing drugs or doing this or doing that. They just knew him as a jovial guy who was always dancing. Like, come on now, leave the man and his legacy. He already went out in a way that we were all like, oh my god, why would he kill himself, you know? We were all shocked and stuff. Just let it be. Let his legacy be that man that was always happy, jovial, and dancing. Don't come out here trying to ruin that, you know? And I also heard that his autopsy came back and there was no trace of drugs or alcohol. Like, let me get this straight. Your autopsy comes back without any trace of drugs or alcohol in your system. I'm just gonna go on a limb to say, I'm thinking, if I was somebody who was a drug addict and I'm about to take my life, maybe I'd want to take my last dose to even maybe numb me before I unalive myself. I think that's the word you guys use here, unalive. Before I unalive myself, like, you know, I'm just saying. But I don't know. I think this was very tacky of the wife, very distasteful. I think she thought about it. Her and her PR team thought about it, and they were like, yeah, we're gonna do this. We're gonna get some money. We're gonna get, like, the, you know, headlines out there. People are gonna be hooked on. We're gonna get all these views, all this money. Yeah, at what expense? But yeah, just the only thing I have left to say today here is mind who you marry. Really think about it, you know. But that's all I have today. Those are the two videos I'm reacting to. These are my very first reaction videos. I'm not really sure how it's usually like done and stuff. But I will learn as the year goes. I will improve with my angles and stuff. Do not, like, ignore my outfit. I didn't go anywhere today. I decided to put on makeup for this video, and I was like, let me wear this shirt, and I'm just gonna go with whatever at the bottom. These are like my trackies, and I thought it wasn't gonna show in the video, but it's showing, so ignore those. I'm just home. After this, I'm just gonna take this off and shower and go to bed. But it was really fun hanging out with you guys today. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Oh, and share my videos with your friends. I will be posting more videos as the week goes on. I have a lot of ideas. Like, you know, of things that I want to do. I'm a creative person, so I want to share my creative journey with you guys. And yeah, I just want to share myself. Yeah, I'm ready to share myself with you all. I can't sing, but I love to sing. Maybe I should do a get to know me video at some point. I'll see. But yeah, it was nice hanging out with you guys. I'll be reacting to more videos next week and just posting more content next week. But for now, I'm gonna log off. See you guys when I see you next. Bye.